I know my hair's messed up. I know I look like garbage. I just wanted to throw this thought out here because I was listening to something that, actually was like, wow, why do we do that? But, as a society, when did we become so enthralled with the idea of the internet? Because, I think people truly do not realize that the internet is dangerous and it can cause real life problems, and it's it's not just a distance thing. Like, you can cause actual problems. Like, just think about the problems that already exist that are amplified by the internet, like um, sexual assault, grooming, pedophilia, stalking, rape. Let me think of whatever else. Um, People getting your address, people taking your account information, like your social security, your birthday, your anything. People taking all that stuff. People sending hate to you. People putting your mental state in a at-risk area because they just decided that they're not going to be nice that day. Let's see what else. Fast fashion, for one, which destroys our economy and our resources and puts us in debt to other people because most of the apps that we use aren't even circulating income in our country. Like, I may be not as correct about the last part, but I know that in general, we tend to use websites that are from China, websites that are from there, and we buy products from there, and that depletes our resources because now we're not even with them anymore. Like, not just that. There's so many other things that are wrong with the internet. Like, just the overwhelming amount of people that are willing to put their quality of life at risk for corporations to give you maybe nicer things, like, and it to be cheap. Like, that is ridiculous and petty, I think. Like, when did we as a society decide that making see-through clothing is okay, or that charging $100 for said see-through clothing is okay, or that even charging any money for the see-through clothing is okay? Because no see-through clothing is okay unless you are looking for that specifically, and most of the time it's naturally made like that and you're not looking for it. And that's just clothes. Like, I don't know what the statistics are on it, but Shein is one of the biggest drop shipping websites in the US right now and in other places. I think it's in like 15 other places, countries or whatever. But, like, they literally make it see-through. They charge you like so little money, so it seems like it's a benefit, right? Because it doesn't cost anything. But are those benefits really worth, say, the child labor or the fact that you're going to have to throw it away in less than a month? No. You are sacrificing quality of life for not just yourself, but for those children working overseas to make those clothes that you wear. You are sacrificing your quality of life so you can have nice clothes, and other people's quality of life so you can have nice clothes. Like, that's astounding to me that we let that happen. When did we become psychopaths? Like, do we not have any emotion, any feeling, any remorse, anything at all? Do we not feel anything? Because I know we see it. We see it run rampant in our world all the time, but we do nothing to stop it. Like, what about kids getting kidnapped off the street? We have phones. We have more devices than ever to stop that. But is that the first priority with the devices that we have now? No, our first priority is clothing and food and what time is a store gonna close? Like, that is so shocking to me. that people can even think that. I get that people may be blindsided by the fact that their issues come first, but other people exist in this world too. You are taking resources from other people when you order like $900 worth of something. You are taking those resources all for yourself. $900 worth of it. And yeah, you may be paying for that, but the resources are still going to deplete. There's going to be naturally less of that thing because you. And we really do not understand that. We, like, just in America, we have such an overconsumption problem, not just with food, drinks, caffeine, drugs, money, clothing, anything you can think of. We have an overconsumption problem. Why can we never just take what we need? Is that such a hard concept now? When I was younger, I was always told, only take what you need and leave the rest for others. It's like pulling out of a Halloween candy bucket. Like, and nobody likes the selfish kids that take the whole thing, do they? No. Unless you are the selfish kid. Then you love it because nobody else gets any. Like, I do not get why people are how they are. Like, and how you can just let your world be like that and be okay with it. Like, you see kids starving on the streets. Like, and that's here in California and New York and other states in the US, let alone other countries. And we let them starve. Sometimes we even laugh in their faces and make fun of them as they starve and subject them to more human cruelty than if we were to just never have seen them to begin with. I think human nature is just a disturbing thing to me because I naturally put in so much effort to be conscious of my decisions and to make sure I'm gonna leave legacies behind for my, like, I want kids, I want grandkids, I want my family to continue. What am I gonna leave behind for them if I'm taking everything? There's nothing left. Like, like, this is just, it's just a really hard thing to talk about, especially since I know this won't even matter. This is going to be lost to the algorithm in less than a day. People are going to forget about it. And like, I fully believe this is how the rapture starts. Because nobody listens. Nobody listens. Nobody heeds advice. Nobody takes warnings. Nobody listens. And this is why our world is shit. Because nobody listens to each other. It's such a rampant problem. Like, if you want to fix one thing about the world, open your ears more. That's the only thing you have to do. Actually open your ears. Don't just hear to listen and understand. Because even then, half your problems would be so much easier. Because you would be listening, understanding, and then you'd have a solution because you'd understand the whole time. Like, there's just so many problems. Like, not even that. Like, kids ditching school and being on their phones and just going out to go out. Like, and technology definitely helps aid that. It doesn't help stop it. And just, like, what am I gonna leave behind? What are my kids gonna grow up with? What do I do knowing that this is the world that they get left behind in my wake? I find that really hard. Even if you're not a kids person, what is being left behind for the future of our people in general? If every single last person on Earth dies, there's not going to be a legacy for any of us, let alone one family. I think we should try to preserve the whole thing before we just focus on one individual. You can focus on yourself when you're in an emergency. You should focus on others in everyday life. That should just be common sense for people. Don't revolve your world around yourself. Revolve it around reality. And I don't know what this was meant to be. Maybe this is just my epilogue to how I feel. And you know what sucks is the fact that if all of our electronics were to go out, this thought would go with it. I didn't even write it down. If every electronic were to go out right now, no one would remember me or half the people who exist right now. If everything turned off and the sun failed and lights went out tomorrow, nobody would know what to do. Maybe this is a plead for anybody listening to just heed my words and try to be resourceful with the things they have. 'Cause I'm worried about the state of humanity at this point. Not just myself. Not just my kids, but the whole world. What will everyone have left if we take everything? And maybe you can live with yourself. Maybe you're someone who can just take and take and take and never feel any remorse or guilt or pain for the people that are left. But I'm not like that. And I know there are a lot of people that aren't like that either. And if even one person understands this or gets anything about this, I know what the real problems in our world are. I'm not dismissing those. But the internet, I think, is the first problem that needs to be solved. Because when there are so many lies and truths mixed into each other, how do you know what's what? You physically can't. You don't know what's lies and what's not anymore. And that's the most dangerous thing, is not knowing what's truth and what's lies. Because people are unpredictable and dangerous. And they don't know what's truth or what's lies. And I'm not saying every device needs to be put down. We just need to be conscious of everything we read, everything we put out there, our information. Be conscious of you. Be conscious of what you take and what you give back. I've always thought that in life you take what you need and then in death you give it back. Right? Is that not the whole point of human nature? To live, have a great life, and then die at the end? People are living like they're never gonna die. All those possessions mean nothing. You're just wasting money on nothing. Wasting resources on nothing. Something that isn't even gonna last you till the end of a month. I don't get why people need happiness like that. I get that buying things bring you more happiness than the actual things themselves. But like, think about it. Think about, will this thing actually give me joy? Do I actually need this, or will it just take up space and I'll throw it away? It might look really cool, but we really need to work on our impulse control as a society if we're gonna survive. Because people's impulse control, especially on the internet, especially now, this day and this age where nobody monitors their kids, the schools are failing, people can barely feed themselves and house themselves. Being on your phone all the time isn't the solution. Getting up and doing something is the solution. And it doesn't help when the internet's just promoting what you want to hear. If you think life sucks, that's what the algorithm's going to promote. And you're going to think it sucks more. I don't know. This has just been a long ramble. And I know this isn't what people want to listen to. But I pray that anybody with a conscience, anybody that believes that people can succeed as a whole, please just be conscious, be careful, keep you and people on the internet at an arm's distance. You are never safe here. Okay? That is the one thing I've learned. That is the one thing everyone has learned. The internet is never safe. And we use it every day. If we use something unsafe every day, there's a percentage of us that are going to slip up and fuck up. So please, don't walk the tight line every day. Just be conscious. Don't overuse. Give back to the planet. Unscrew your water bottle caps before you throw them away. Because did you know the water gets stuck in the bottles? And it can't get out until they break down? And that's where a lot of our water is right now. Stuck in water bottles in a landfill. Like, there's a lot of things that people don't actively think about in their day-to-day life. And I just wanted to shed some light and maybe have some people hesitate and be like, maybe I should think about this. This was enlightening. Like, I just want anyone to understand and hopefully maybe share my advice. I don't care if my word particularly gets out there. I just want the advice to be shared, because I think people need it more than ever now. Thank you, you lovely people, whoever is deciding to watch this all the way through to the end. Thank you. Please be safe, make conscious decisions, put effort into them, and love yourself. And the internet doesn't control the world. Remember that. We do. We live in it. We control the world.